Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am so happy to have you here. My name is Courtney K.R. I am a dystopian and fantasy writer currently working on a dystopian fantasy. Today I wanted to talk about my Camp NaNoWriMo plans. I am so excited. This is my first time doing Camp NaNoWriMo. I did NaNoWriMo back in November, but this is my first time hopping on camp. And what I love about it is that you can really use this time to do anything and everything. And so I've loved hearing about people's plans because it's very different from what most people are doing in NaNoWriMo, right? Like people are usually taking this time to do things like editing and revision, and some people are doing like a poem a day, some people are doing a short story a day, some people are writing plays and scripts and TV scripts. It's just like really inspiring to see what everybody is creating during Camp NaNoWriMo. It's just nice to see how the community is really flourishing during this time, and it's always an exciting season to be a writer. If you watched my last video, you know that I recently finished the second draft of my project Above Below, and I am currently going to do something that is really scary for me, which is let the project rest. I hate it. I am so attached to my projects. They are my babies, and so taking a step back from them often feels really scary. It gives me a lot of just like butterflies in my chest, but I know that it is time to give it a break so that when I come back to it and when it's time to edit and rewrite for this next draft, I will be able to do so with a fresh mind, more inspiration, and more motivation. So ultimately, it is the best thing that I can do for my project. And since I made the decision to step away from Project Above Below, I also had to make the decision of what in the world I was gonna do for Camp Nano. I debated between like so many different things. I thought I was gonna do like a poem a day for the month or a short story a day for the month. I thought I was going to revive an old project, and that was the first thing that I settled on. I was so excited about it. Project Torch is one of the projects on my shelves right now, and I love that project so much. I actually started it when I was in high school, and I rediscovered it like a month ago, and I was like, this is good. Like, this has so much potential. Like, I read back the first chapter that I wrote and I had like goosebumps. I was like, I love this. Why did I never finish this at my younger self? Like, what were you doing? So I was thinking of reviving that project and coming back to it, which was making my heart really happy, until I realized that it is a big project. Like, it is a high fantasy project set in a whole different like complex world. It was gonna require a lot of world building, a lot of research, a lot of mythological retellings. It was gonna be a lot. Like, it's a huge cast of characters. There's a lot of political intrigue, which means I have to, detail the political courts, and I have to do like, it's so much. And I realized that this was not going to be the kind of like last minute thing that I could throw together, considering that I had made this decision earlier this month, so I had less than a month to prep for this project. And then I also realized that fast drafting this project was not going to be like a month-long thing. It was going to take like months. Even as much as like I can write in one sitting, like I write pretty quickly, even then I feel like you just can't fast draft this kind of fantasy. Like, it requires a lot out of you. So after that revelation, I was like, okay, I need to figure out something to do next. And I was kind of just floating around and like trying to come up with ideas. None of them were really clicking. And so I was like, maybe I'll just go back to editing and whatever. Then in film class, a vision descended upon me. Just kidding, it's not that dramatic. I was like supposed to be taking lecture notes. I definitely wasn't taking lecture notes. I love that class, but it also takes place at like 6:30, and I'm exhausted by the time that I get to that class. And so on that particular day, your girl was out of it. I was not paying attention. And so I ended up having this brilliant idea in the middle of this class, and I was like, this is it. This is the project that I want to work on. And everything from there literally just like flowed. I have never drafted an outline so quickly. Like, it just poured out of me, and I was like, okay, we have a story. Cool. awesome. It was so easy. I loved it. It was so enjoyable. So I got super hyped while writing this outline, and I have decided that I will be working on Project Portal for NaNoWriMo. Project Portal is about a girl named Raya who lives in a dimension that is parallel to ours. In this universe that I've created within this world, there are different pockets of time and space and worlds that overlap each other, and there are portals through which you can travel through the dimensions. In Raya's dimension, she's finishing up her last year of school, and as part of the requirements for graduation, they have to take what is called a portal exam. It's probably not what I'm actually going to call it, but we're just calling it a portal exam for now. They have to go through this portal and enter into another dimension of their choosing. She chooses to come to the Earth dimension, our dimension, and finds that it is far more difficult than she imagines. Their task is to find their way back within a matter of 30 days. And if you don't find your way back, you're stuck in that dimension forever. Our morally gray protagonist, Raya, decides that in order to get a leg up on her examination, she's going to take with her a seer's stone. The seer's stone is supposed to help you find a portal more easily, except when she finds herself in Earth's dimensions, there are unexpected consequences to the stone's presence within the world. And as you can imagine, a lot of things unravel from that point. What I love about this project is that it is really a simple plot. It's not super complex, it's very cliche. I draw on a lot of different tropes, and that is very intentional because this is meant to be a fun, breezy, easy project that I can just do in between my two bigger projects, which are Above, Below, and Torch. So this is kind of like the equivalent of writing a Lifetime movie. It's not that serious. It's very fun, and I'm really so stoked to just work on something that is not going to require all of my brain power. The rest of my stories are very intellectual. They require a lot of research, and there's a lot of metaphor and symbolism and a lot of things weaved into them that it's almost overwhelming. And so I'm excited to work on something that is just going to be fun. And I feel like that's exactly like the purpose of like Camp NaNoWriMo and NaNoWriMo, is to work on something that you can draft in a month. And you can't do that with a project like Above, Below, or Torch, a project that is like so intense, like it's just not realistic. So that's why I figured that this would be the best project for my Camp NaNoWriMo 2021. So now let's talk goals for the month of April. If you don't know, you can set your own goals for Camp NaNoWriMo as far as word count goes and as far as the project that you're working on. Whereas in NaNoWriMo, in order to win NaNoWriMo, you have to write 50,000 words. Of course, the goal of Nano isn't really to win anything. Like it's a challenge for yourself, and it's great if you hit that 50K mark. It's fine if you don't, you're still a winner. Since I can set my own word goal, I have decided to shoot for 70K in the month of April. That may sound insane to some people. For me, that sounds really realistic. In fact, that's below what I wrote for NaNoWriMo last year. I ended up shooting for a 50K word goal, and I ended up writing 90K. So 70K is really not a big deal for me. It's kind of that like nice sweet spot in the middle. So I'm gonna be able to breeze through that. I am really confident in my ability to write that many words in the month of April. Another one of my goals for Camp Nano is to vlog daily. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be posting the vlogs daily or if I will daily vlog and do like a compilation of them at the end of each week. I'm not sure how I wanna go about that, but I will be picking up my camera and vlogging every single day. I will keep you updated on what that is gonna look like for the rest of the month. But yeah, that's one of my goals that I am excited about, and I'm excited to take you on the journey. And another one of my goals is to live stream at some point during Camp Nano. I'm planning on doing once a week. I'm not sure if that's going to change. I haven't really created a schedule for that, but we will see what that looks like moving forward. I just know that I'm excited to stream with other people. I just love live streams. I feel like they help with my productivity. I know that watching them helps me a ton, and so I would love to be able to support you all during NaNoWriMo through live stream. And I think that is it for me. I'm so excited to be in Raya's head, and I'm so excited to bring this story to life, and I look forward to having you all on the journey with